All right, putting the blower in. Got the blower in the lower and the lower and the blower, you know what I mean?
Cameo by BikerDude7 at youtube.com. Subscribe.
Put the intaker back on. And yeah, but let me update you guys with where we're at. So here we are. We got the blower back in. Coolant lines back onto it. We have the fuel rails, injectors back in and on and tightened. We have the new vacuum bypass valve on, hooked up, looking good. We just have to do a couple simple little things like knock stuff over as I walk around like a big klutz. Stick that guy in there. Stick this Joe Schmo in here, but actually this dude's got to go on over there. So that'll give us the room that we need. Okay. So that's looking good. I like to run this up, so if oil does get up here, it'll drain back into that valve. I did want to show you, look how good the lower looks, guys, though, since we cleaned it. Looks good. I'm very pleased. It makes the engine bay, in my opinion, look a little bit cleaner, you know what I mean, guys? It's just definitely something that just adds a little bit of character. She's a beauty. Okay, so we got a couple 1/2-inch extensions. We're gonna take them, I'm gonna stick them on this. It's probably gonna be hard to videotape and even get. I'm gonna stick it on this right here. You can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna get it on there and I'm gonna smack the top side with a hammer, and hopefully that shock will break it loose. Oh, did that do it, guys? Oh, yeah. Alright, so it's broken loose. That is a pain in the butt. You guys saw I had a lot of tension on that ratchet with the jack, and I had that long 1/2-inch extensions together, and I used this end and I put it down because it's a little bigger and would stick on and hold a little better. And then I just smacked with a heavy mallet. This is a 4-pound mallet. This thing does work. So what we're gonna do from here is we're gonna go under and break all the bolts loose from that bracket, that brace, and then take all of that out. And once that's out, then we'll be able to spin that guy all the way off. Let's go ahead and jump on that. And we also have to remove the bottom 2 timing cover bolts, and they get changed out with a new bolt and a spacer. So there she is. Check it out. You can see those marks that I made on it trying to get it off. We hit this thing hard, guys, to get it to break loose. And look, there's a ton of anti-seize on that. I layered it on this thing fat, guys, before it left or got put back on, is because I knew this would be a pain in the butt trying to do it all over again. So also this guy, I took him out right at the same time because it's all kind of overlapping. So we're gonna blow this pulley off, which is a stock size pulley, and we're gonna put the big bad boy back on. 3.2, 3.5. This guy is going back on. Alright everybody, so we got our kit, our Metco kit. I went ahead and cleaned it up. That was a little bit dirty. I did clean this, and I cleaned around here very well because I don't want any dirt on there when the pulley goes back on. And this was my spacer. It was a little rubber isolated spacer that I used. I think I had it mounted that way. Doesn't really matter. I just thought it looked better mounted that way. But this is what I used to hold my intercooler lines up and away, so that way they don't get hit by the ginormous lower pulley that sits, you know, basically right there. So we're gonna go ahead and get this started to mount back up. Don't forget, on these bolts, I'm gonna put anti-seize, especially on the head where they go into the aluminum, just in case they ever have to come off again. But yeah, let's get rolling. Look at that, guys. That thing is huge. That's huge. That's what a 12-pound lower looks like. It's been off for so long, there's some spider webs in between here. And also, a little fun fact, if you guys don't know, all Metco rings are interchangeable between all vehicles. So they make the hubs different per vehicle. That way that you can take, this ring is technically a 4-pound lower for a CTSV, and it just so happens to be a 12-pound lower for a 0304 Cobra. So it's the same ring, 2 different vehicles. I think that's pretty awesome, and that's the way that I would do it if I ran a company, because then all your rings are the same. The only thing that has to be different is the hub, so pretty neat. Okay guys, check it out. Plates in and tight. Pulley's on it, plates on. This cross brace thing is in and on and tight. We just have to do, there's one more spacer. We got to get the alternator back up in there, and we got to get this bracket for the alternator. It's just kind of like hanging out right now. So it's in a spot that makes it easy to get the alternator in. You guys can see the bracket, so we're going to hang it from that top bolt and flop it around, and then we're going to come over here and get this bracket in. Got to get the spacer for this guy and get him set back up. And then like I said, the stuff over here. So we're making progress. Alright guys, so everything is on, alternators in, belt on, everything's looking good. Obviously lower pulley's on for the belt to be on. Cleaned up, looking nice guys. So everything's clearing. I always check. This is that line that I was telling you about. This is where my little rubber this is where my rubber spacer is right there. As you guys can see, it's a little rubber dicky-doo, and it just spaces it out, and what it does is it keeps the lines off of the AC compressor there. So they've smacked them once. There's a little bit of, you know, rubbergerino from a belt breaking and smacking these lines, but other than that, we got good clearance there. Clearance, clearance, clearance everywhere. So we're looking good, guys. I'm pretty happy with it. Alright guys, we're flashing the tune-up. I decided to do it a little bit beforehand. I figured we might as well start it, make sure it fires up, does what she's supposed to do. You know what I mean? Alright guys, we're gonna go ahead and fire her up. I still got the charger on. It's definitely stiff. It's not as easy as it was with the RST, so I feel like they definitely have a stiffer pressure plate for the RXT. Ooh. Well, that's a little weird. Try one more time, guys. Let's see, did I leave something disconnected? Maybe I left... That seems good. Oh, you know what? That's why, guys. I got a huge vacuum leak here because I don't have a plate to block this into the elbow. So I'm a ding ding, and we need to get that solved. So guys, when we did the EGR delete with the VMP supercharger, we deleted all the EGR stuff, and I have my EGR valve sitting over there in a magnetic tray, and I never got a block off plate for this. So I'm gonna go ahead and make my own block off plate. We're gonna mimic the EGR valve since it's off and easier to mimic. We'll basically make it out of cardboard and then replicate that out of metal, and it should be pretty simple and pretty easy to do. So the only thing we may need to do is get some bolts for it, but obviously we need to take care of that because we can't drive it like that. And I knew when I fired it up the first time and it blopped and then died, I was like, that's kind of weird. Did it again, blopped and died. And then I could give it gas and keep it running. I was like, we got a big old vacuum leak. And I remember before when I had a vacuum leak and did the same thing. So let's go ahead and fab up an EGR delete plate, and then hopefully she'll fire and run for good. Okay guys, so I went and got a piece of steel for this to make this plate, and I just set the EGR valve on it, traced it, and marked my two holes that I need to drill. So I got my drill right here. We're gonna go ahead and drill it. Alright guys, we went ahead and fired her up. Running, sounds good. All we did was make that plate, put it on the EGR delete plate. Sounds good, belt looks good. Alright ladies and gents, so that's where we're going to end this video. I hope you guys enjoy this video. I know it's a little short, definitely is. Trust me, I know. And I know you guys want to see driving stuff, and it is coming. I just don't have a good way to transition this video, and also I was really tired at that point. I just stopped filming, so I don't have the footage that I wanted because at that point I was really tired. Because if you guys didn't notice, that was the same day that I split the tranny and that. I literally swapped a tranny, swapped the whole lower, blower, alternator, pulley, everything to get that car back to where it is, and I did that in one day, which is a lot of work to do that in a shop, let alone on your back, you know, in a garage on your back. So I was very tired, my neck hurt, and you know, that's why you can tell at the end I was like, I was done, burnt out. So I got the car running, car ran good after that, but we did run into one issue, which you guys are gonna see in the next video, and that video is coming soon. It's gonna be tomorrow or the next day. I'm really truly trying to push out more content because I've been busy doing stuff, but I feel like things are finally going my way in life. We're gonna literally get this content out, and I'm very excited to see what's coming in the future. So hold on to your little pantalones because we're gonna get this ball rolling. But if you guys enjoyed this video, give it a big fat thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. Stay productive, keep wrenching on your own cars. Also, don't ever be scared to work on your own car. It may be a daunting task and you may feel overwhelmed in the beginning, but I guarantee you boys, when you get to the final part, you're gonna feel awesome, and you're gonna be so thrilled that you did it yourself, and you're gonna realize this stuff really isn't that hard. It's not that difficult. I think most people can do it. Some stuff, you know, tools make it easier, but just never be afraid, guys. That's all I'm trying to say. So, as always, thanks for watching, you guys, but it's time for you guys to get the heck out of here.